Hi, and welcome back to Jody Drawn Out Interactive Coloring Calendars. Right now we're working on our Ants coloring calendar. You can order yours from Jody Drawn Out at Etsy.com. So just go to Jody Drawn Out at the Etsy store, Etsy.com, and we have two different calendars that you can choose from. In this particular calendar, we color on Tuesdays. Today is Tuesday, and we have 2 weeks left to finish this picture. So all month long, we're working on January, and this is our New Year's picture in the January Ants calendar. So we worked on our bottle last week, and we went over layering color and trying to create the appearance of champagne inside of the bottle with our mermant sitting on her cork. This week, we're going to be finishing the champagne where all the ants are interacting and using the pretzels as flotation devices and surfboards and whatnot. So we're going to finish our champagne, and we're going to finish the champagne in the glass with the mermants that are swimming around in there and the 2 ants that are kissing. Next week, we'll be doing the clock, the 2 that are in the champagne cage dancing, throwing confetti, and the background where all the confetti is. And we talked about doing that in a deep purple because I think that'll be a great contrast for the confetti that's there. So I've sharpened up all my pencils. I'm going to use a variety of very bright colors. So I have some Derwents and some Prismacolors and some Faber-Castell. And for the champagne, we're going to use the 2 golds that we used last week. The Prismacolor is the darker gold, and the Derwent is the brighter gold. You can recognize that it's a watercolor pencil because it has a little water paintbrush right on there, a little emblem. So you don't have to use it as a watercolor paintbrush, and again, we will be going over them at some point, but not today because we do not have the proper paper to do watercolor. We're using just a basic like 7mm paper, and that's really not appropriate for doing watercolors. I pulled cool gray and ginger root because they're really, really light in tone. And I just want a little bit of color for the stem of my glass because it is clear, but I don't want it to just remain white. I need it to have a little bit of value. We also have some finishing up to do on some of the ants that are in the champagne. So not just the mermants and the kissing ants. So we'll be doing these 2 next week along with the background of the clock. But we have 1, 2, 3 little ants. Oh, and then this guy and the mermant. And I want to be careful with the colors that I choose because the champagne is going to be a light tone, and I don't want them to get washed out and not seen, so I'll probably be using stronger colors on some of them so that they pop from the gold champagne. Okay, so again, we chose the lighter gold and the darker gold for the champagne. But on the base, before I use my light gold, I'm gonna go with an even lighter tone of the ginger root. And then I'm going to go with my lighter gold over the ginger root so that I can start building value of color. That way I don't have just a single solid color, and my champagne will have variety of value as opposed to a solid color of gold. Okay, so I will start in most of my area with the ginger root. And remember, I'm not going to go aggressively because I don't want that. I want actually a flat surface on my pencil, and that's how I create it. And then I'm going to just kind of go in and do a gentle first coat of color. And from there, I'll be able to go over that and start deepening my value and tone of my champagne. So let's begin. It'll make more sense as the picture starts to develop. So I'm going to start with my lightest ginger root and go from there with increasing value of color with the lighter gold and the darker gold. So basically, I'm laying in my first layer of my champagne. And I can be a little more aggressive even with this color because I just used it like this. But if I push harder, I can certainly get a much deeper tone from the same pencil. So you can create different values of color just by how hard you apply pressure and also by going over it. So that's all the same pencil. But I don't want to start with the dark because I want to go back and look at where is my shadow. Where are my shadows? Under here. And the further we get away from our light source, the darker this side is going to be. So this would be the lightest, going down to the darkest. There's not much activity over here to really block any light from getting to the top here or here. But there certainly is over here. So this down here is going to be much darker value than up here. And I want to go slowly because if I go too dark to start with, then I have to try to erase everything. And if I try to erase, there's a chance that I could erase a lot of the ink that's printed on the picture. So I want to start very gently and work my way into value of color and be more aggressive. So now I'm going to keep this pencil out because I'm probably going to be using that more. And I'm going to start using some of my gold so that you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So like under here, it would be much darker. Again, though, I want to go slowly because if I go too aggressive, okay, I want to go slowly and work my way darker. So under here is going to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to start to deepen my tone under here. She would be casting a little bit of shadow here. All right, let's get moving here. Ready, set, go. All right, well, that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for tuning in to Jodi Drawn Out. Remember, you can order your coloring calendars from Jodi Drawn Out at Etsy.com. So join me Thursday for our other interactive coloring calendar. You can also get this one on Jodi Drawn Out at Etsy.com. And we're working on January in this one as well. We have 2 weeks left to go on this one and only 1 week left to go on this one. So we'll see you here Thursday for some more coloring fun. Thanks again. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Have a great day.